Paul Bitterman's here.
What,
Hey!
what is
Hey,
up, guys? Good to see you again.
thanks for
What's up,
coming on,
Paul?
man.
How you doing?
So, first, we want to talk about C.A.R.L and the Canine Adoption Rescue League because you and I are both members of this nonprofit organization that helps out dogs. A little later on in the month, we're going to have Stephanie on from the Canine Adoption Rescue League to talk about the problem with kennel overcrowding. We have a
Ooh.
big problem there where we have too many cats and dogs, or too many dogs. And around the country, around the nation, there's too
Oh,
many
wow.
dogs in kennels right now because everybody bought dogs, got dogs during the quarantine, and they all had to go back to work, and people are
Oh.
heartless. So later on, we'll have Stephanie on, but tonight Paul is here to talk a couple of things. Now, Joe brought this to my attention. November is National Adopt a Senior Pet
Yay.
Month,
See,
which
that should
is
help, right? With the kennel overcrowding issue. I mean, which we'll get into next week.
It
yeah,
should. You would
yeah.
hope.
Yeah. So it's Adopt a Senior Pet Month, and there's a lot going on. I think there's a video here. I was considering a news story to play you. Here, listen to this. Okay, here, listen.
November is National Adopt a Senior Pet Month. Humane Pennsylvania is waiving all adoption fees for senior dogs and cats at its centers in Lancaster and Reading. The goal is to clear those shelters of dogs and cats that are older than 10 and provide them with loving homes.
Many people will start looking at puppies and kittens, but if they're, if they're looking for something that's a little calmer, that is a better companion without as much training, older animals might be the right choice. We can really incentivize people considering them for new family members.
All adoptions will include up-to-date vaccinations, flea treatment, a bag of food, and more. You can head to our website to see what pets are available, and that's abc27.com.
Sure, you can go there, or you can just go to your local one. All right. Jeez.
Yeah.
Didn't they just say what I said
So-
with? Didn't
so
they
mean
just say
about
what
it.
I just said with video? I mean,
Yeah,
isn't that the only-
basically. Pretty much. But that was just for Pennsylvania, but everyone, I think, around the nation is doing it. So
They paid a lot more for that video.
it was very snazzy with all the bells and whistles and stuff.
It was.
So, Paul, do you have, I don't know, I'm just asking off the cuff. Do you have any experience adopting an older senior pet?
Not a senior pet. I adopted a cat 16 years ago from a local rescue here in Ventura, and unfortunately, he just crossed the Rainbow Bridge about 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Um,
it's a good
after
long
some,
life.
it was a long life. I still miss him. But at C.A.R.L, we have senior dogs at C.A.R.L, and part of the issue with adopting a senior dog, of course, is that a lot of dogs that are older have health issues, and people don't want to deal with that. And so, at Canine Adoption Rescue League in Ventura, those dogs will live out their lives with us if they have to.
Oh, okay.
So we have dogs out at the kennel that have been there for many years and will probably be there the rest of their lives. But yeah, it is a big issue, and there are plenty of senior dogs, and not even senior dogs that are 2, 3, 4 years old that are already trained and already potty trained and all that fun stuff that make wonderful pets. But people all run out and they get a puppy, like Barry said, and the other problem we have with puppies is every Christmas, people run out, and we're coming into the holidays here. They run out and buy a puppy that's 7 pounds, and then give it to their kid, and they don't realize in 6 months it's going to be 75 pounds.
It's going to
And
outweigh their kid like
yeah,
crazy.
and so they end up giving them up to shelters because they can't handle them. So that's
I'm
the
all
other
about
one.
the 2 and 3 year old because they're, like you said, they're trained, and I like to sleep. And
Mhm.
puppies tend to like not want to sleep when I want to sleep. So yeah, I'm thinking like the 2, 3 year old dog. Heck, I'll even go for a senior dog at this point. I need a yard though. That's my big downfall. I don't have a yard.
You don't need a yard if it's a little dog.
That's true. It's
Little
true.
dogs make great apartment pets. They tend to be a little bit more yappy, of course, but they do make good apartment pets. Some breeds are not so yappy, but yeah, any dog that's in a shelter needs a home. It doesn't matter if it's a senior dog, a puppy, or whatever. And the other thing that Canine Adoption Rescue League does in Ventura, and I'm sure most shelters do this, is that we have a foster program. So if you want a pet, but you don't want to maybe have him permanently, or you're not sure, you can foster a pet. And at C.A.R.L pays for all the expenses. They pay for the food, they pay for the vet care, all that stuff. All they ask for is that the dog be available for adoption events if when they have them, and obviously to give them up for adoption if somebody wants them. Now, what happens a lot with fosters is the foster parents just decide, you know what, I love the dog so much, I'm going to keep him, and we jokingly call that a failed foster. So that's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like my friend's wife. My friend, he is convinced that his wife has the perfect scam. Fostering dogs. They have fostered 5 dogs. Do you know how many dogs that they've given up after fostering them?
None.
0 dogs.
Mhm.
They now have 7 dogs.
It's what happens, man. It's what happens when you have a big heart and a lot of room, a lot of space.
They don't have
That's
a
for
lot
sure.
of room and a lot of space.
And with C.A.R.L, I can't speak for other rescues, but with C.A.R.L, if you are fostering a dog, like I said, they pay for all the expenses. If you decide to keep the dog permanently, then you of course pay the adoption fee like everybody else, and then all the expenses are on you.
Yeah,
But
and
but it is a good deal,
yeah,
and we have a lot of foster parents.
that's what's going on right now through the whole month of November. I think a lot of places are waiving all of the fees and whatnot, but only adopt a dog if you have room in your life for a dog. Think about it, put it through your mind, do a calendar, do a budget. Just make sure you got the space in your life for Pooch, because that's why we're in this problem in the first place. People are like, oh, we're never going back to work. It's all good. I'm going to get 12 dogs. And now you got a problem. So think about it. Go to your local shelter.